Okay, hello everyone. There's been some confusion and some talk about exactly how the foot counter measures how long the wire is. And there's been some thought that as the wire increases on the roll here that it will make the counter so that it doesn't measure in feet correctly. And that's incorrect. Because of the way how this counter works, think of this counter as rolling along the ground. The ground is this right here. So as it rolls, as this turns and this rolls along this, it's just like if you push this along the ground. So every time this goes around, it's going to measure the exact same footage if we have a coil that's 12 inches tall or a coil that's one wrapping. It's not measuring the footage of how many loops are on here. That's what our coil counter is for. So how this works is just like if this wheel is rotating on the ground. Now what I want to do is rotate this around so you can see that we are zeroed, which you can see here. And you can see that the counter is all at 0. And you reset it by pushing this button, so we'll reset it again. Okay, and it's attached via the spring that we talked about earlier. And then what I did was at the very top of our shaft here, I just taped a piece of wire. Now from this point, it's going to measure 0. So as this starts to rotate, it's going to start the counting process. As you see this wire all the way out here at the end, I've measured a foot away, and right here on this end there's like a little knot. And I put that knot to mark that the wire is a foot away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this so that you can see once we meet this nut right here on the top of our pole, you'll see that we measure a foot in length. Alright, so here we go. We're going to flip the switch on. And we're going to turn it off now. Okay, so we're right at our knot, just maybe a little bit short, maybe a 1/4 inch short there is all. And as you can see over here on our counter, it's registering 1 foot. So that's how our counter works. So every time that you have a foot of wire come across, it's going to measure a foot. No matter if the wire is 6 feet around the coil, it's only going to measure 1 foot coming at the actual spool itself because of how it's rotating. So it's only going to measure a foot. No matter how big the coil gets, no matter how small the coil is, it's always going to measure a foot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pedometer that the Daft Man had talked about, and I'm going to replace this whole unit with a very simple reed switch and pedometer counter so that it's actually going to be a digital counter that will measure only in feet. And that will get rid of some of this big bulk and everything, and I'll show you that in a future video. But as for this part of it, so that you can see how it measures the foot, that concludes this video. Thank you.